part 2 of building a miniature abandoned music room that I'll Photoshop myself into once it's done. And today we're making a start on the walls, and more specifically making the walls look really old, abandoned, and like the paint is peeling off of them. And this was so much fun to do. I absolutely loved doing this. I'm starting with what I'm calling my practice wall, which is basically the wall that isn't really going to be seen as much in the photos because, again, never done this before, so I had no idea how it was going to turn out. I'm using a technique that I saw on Abandoned Miniatures YouTube channel, and what I'm starting off with is painting the wood a base colour. I chose white just because that's what I want for this room. And after I'd done a couple of coats of the white, I just went in with some really watered down grey acrylic paint, and I just took a roller sponge and just sort of dabbled it across the wall, I guess, and it just ended up looking quite mouldy and old, which is the look I was going for, and I think it actually ended up looking pretty cool and really effective. And then it was time for the fun part, to make the walls look like they were peeling. And for this technique, all I used was some liquid latex and put a thin layer over the wall and waited for it to dry. And then I just went in and dabbed over some pale pink to make it look like there were different layers of paint on the wall. Once everything was dry, it was time to take parts of the liquid latex off to make it look like the paint was peeling. And for this, I just used my finger, essentially just erased the liquid latex off where I wanted it to look like it was peeling. And I also sort of peeled off some bigger bits as well to make it look a bit more realistic. I'll show you that in the next video, where I'm going to show you how I put in the windows, because I'm going to use some slightly different techniques there just to test them out and see what they look like. But I loved doing this. This was really fun. And this is the final result of the first wall. I absolutely love how it turns out. I think it looks really effective, especially in photos. In the next part, I'm going to be finishing off my other two walls with some slightly different techniques, I think, and I'm also going to be adding it in my windows, so stay tuned for part 3.